So you'll just act like you got up to go to the bathroom and fix the camera?
Yep. All right.
No, wait, you might have to arrange the chairs for a quick exit then.
Oh, no. I can just lean forward like this. Like, and just
pause it?
Get it together real quick. Nah, and just do it live on air. Fuck it.
Fuck it. That's why it's good we got another person in here, because me and you can ping pong while he's doing that.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
That's why I was kind of hoping Chris would be here so we'd have more of an open floor, but...
We gotta, I feel like we gotta find a way to get like not a permanent setup, but...
Ashtray?
What's that?
Need ashtray? Oh, you got one, okay.
No, I'm saying like a permanent setup, like...
That's what I was telling him. Eventually, I want to get like a little table in here.
All right, folks.
And then I have like this banner.
Fellers.
Like a banner with like the city of Toledo on it, and it says Backseat Group. Put that in the background eventually with our t-shirts, like kind of hanging up. So
all I know.
You see this?
All I know.
You see this brand placement?
All I know is that we live now. Factual Fiction live.
Oh, it's live?
It's live.
It's live?
That's not
Happy.
Hey, this that cookout music right here.
Cookout music?
Yeah.
Bro, this had every cookout. This and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
All
If you
I
watching
guess I
this,
had different cookouts.
you invited to the cookout.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Factual Fiction episode Infinity plus whatever the fuck episode this is. 3. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, live and in better health than ever. It's me, the guy nobody gives a fuck, Benji Nemo or Incognito, and we got a special guest here with us today. He ain't even special. I just want to make him feel all right because there's no child left behind. Introduce yourself, sir.
Fuck me. Ian Graves. I'm up here.
Yeah, fuck him.
Having a good old time.
Great guy, but fuck
to talk
him.
about finally.
Listen.
Hold on, let's get this started right.
Okay.
Let's get this started right. Run that back one more time.
Run it back.
Oh, let's go. For those who don't know.
Let's go. Hey. Let's get this energy up. Hey. How
That's
y'all
Frankie
doing?
Beverly and Maze for you young niggas who don't know.
Where we at
Your
with
mom
it?
got fucked in somebody's trunk to this.
Hold on, chill that out.
This song birthed.
No.
Boy, your mom was smutting that box or something. Not his mom specifically, but your mom. All your moms was smutting that pussy out to this.
Bro, tomorrow's Mother's Day. Chill.
That's right.
Shit.
Hey,
In honor of Mother's Day. I think it's more important than ever.
Hey, you came out one, you about to come in one. Boy, happy Mother's Day. Shout out to Frankie Beverly and Maze. Okay, listen. First of all, I need to know something.
What's that?
We're all Joe Budden fans, right? Joe Budden gets his nephew to say, new Joe Budden. When I first heard that, it was like 4 years ago. And
it was way longer than 4 years ago.
But see, here's my question. So he got the same kid to say New Worry and Mao. How long is this little nigga?
No, it wasn't. That was.
It's not the same kid?
No, that was Rory's nephew that did New Worry.
Why do they sound exactly the same? Because I'm listening. I'm like, when is this little nigga gonna learn how to say his R's properly? He needs to be held behind. It's been like 4 years. It's about time you get some speech development skills, my nigga.
So first of all, there's no R in New Joe Budden.
New Worry and Mao.
Cause it's a kid.
I thought it was the same kid.
All children talk like they're from New York.
They probably just recorded that like 5 years ago.
Where we going?
The same shit.
Where we going?
Listen, I don't care. You little non-tax contributing motherfuckers need to step your game up. I have no pity for you.
First of all,
non-tax.
First of all,
non-tax contributing.
We need to share this on other platforms.
Okay.
Because we don't have subscribers on YouTube because we suck. So yes.
Some of us suck more tangible things than others. Let me just say this right now real quick though while Benji's doing that. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in advance. You guys are probably going to be getting this tomorrow. Man, for real, get your mother some nice things, man. Don't be an asshole to your mom. She shot you out of her crotch. It was hard. She was bleeding. She probably doo-dooing on herself while she was doing it.
Oh, you definitely shit yourself.
It's thoroughly important. She's pregnant for 9 months. She's eating pickles and shit the whole time. You need to make sure that you show that woman that you care, man, because that's the one and only woman you're going to have in your life.
You get one.
You get one mom.
You get
Unless you
one.
got like lesbian moms or something.
You got lesbian.
Well, then
you get 2 moms.
Or you're like me. I got like multiple moms.
If I had lesbian moms, that's weird to think about.
The polygamy. The polygamy. Yeah.
How you feel about that?
What for me personally?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. if you're gonna do it, I mean that's good for
Polygamy?
you. I don't really care.
Listen, bro, if you can have 6 wives, you're telling me you're not gonna take 6 wives?
No,
Pussy on rotation?
Oh, no, hold on.
I don't know, man.
See, now here's my gripe with polygamy, okay?
Tell me.
Number one, okay, if as a man, if you have the wherewithal and discipline to deal with 2 personalities on a regular basis, you are the real MVP.
That's right.
But now let's take this to, okay, now it's that time of the night. Candles are lit, incense are popping. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go. The horizontal hokey pokey is about to commence. How do you continue to share the love without one getting jealous?
You rotate. Each gets a day of the week. You Monday,
How?
you Tuesday, you Wednesday, you Thursday, and the fat one is leap year.
Who gets Valentine's Day? Does it just cycle through the years?
Yes, it's every.
I don't know. How does this
Or
work?
do you gotta get
That's
6
what I want to know.
gifts? I think you
How
have to
about-
get
how about
6
this?
gifts.
So I got 6 wives. So it's each year a different one gets Valentine's Day. So every 6 years, one of you hoes gets a Valentine's Day gift.
So do the other ones you just don't get them anything?
Nah, exactly. You got to. It's about patience. Listen, if you love me, you have to be committed to this love shit, and you must be willing to wait 6 years. That's me showing that we're gonna be married 6 years,
Hey,
bitch. That's a show of
that's
trust,
true.
in my opinion.
And not all love is lovely.
Listen,
You
shout out.
gotta, no, you gotta be. I'm saying you gotta be willing to go through the bullshit. You gotta be willing to wake up and smell that morning breath, that sour milk dew breath in the morning.
And that
You know what I
occasional.
mean?
Can you imagine how much fish you gonna be smelling? You got 6 women in the
Oh, my
house.
God.
And it's mind you, these are Mormons and shit. These people don't wash regularly.
Put it this
they
way.
stay out on cult farms.
Put it this
Pussy
way:
stank.
the last time it was a house full of women dominant over one guy, he changed his name to Caitlyn.
Hey,
Oh, shit.
and
Okay.
The other one dyed his hair blonde.
Let's just
And
let's
water.
get that out the way. Shout out to you, Bruce,
And they drove
Caitlyn,
them all
whatever you
on
want to
the
say.
crack. The Kardashians just ruin every man they touch, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it though. I'm not. Listen, I love it. No, because it's good. It's entertaining. Like,
Yeah.
I can't sit here and lie and say that I wouldn't personally be changed if I spent mad time around the Kardashians, bro. If you're spending time around rich motherfuckers who spend their entire existence on social media, would you not turn into one of those like foo-foo head in the cloud ass people?
I probably would.
You think you would?
I'm under the belief that there is something within Kylie Jenner's pussy and Kim Kardashian's pussy and all that. It's something. It's just like Sierra. It's a curse.
It's like reverse Erykah
It's a
Badu
curse
pussy.
within that pussy. It's cursed.
It's like reverse Erykah Badu. How Erykah
Because
Badu makes
it's like-
everyone woke.
When she opens the box up, it's a gift. But once you complete the task, the curse begins.
That's right.
Now you locked in. Now you got a taste of what it's like.
That's why Taco Bell had it right the whole time. Fellas,
Think outside the box.
think outside the box.
Period.
Yo
No
quiero
pun
Taco
intended.
Bell, at the end of the day, that is the slogan.
Yo quiero Taco
Oh,
Bell.
speaking of cults, anyway, what I was saying, let's go back to the cults real quick. You have 6 chicks around you, right? That's a lot of unwashed pussy. That's a lot of yeast
yeah.
infections that you got to tend to. That's a
Yeah.
lot of periods. You imagine how many tampons I got to buy with 6 wives?
Now you're the one guy. You're the one douchebag surrounded by 5 real life douchebags.
Somebody's always on their period. So is it really tougher on you ladies or me?
Yeah, but at least you get to lose one for, a little bit,
I would just
What do you do? Just leave her some money and send her to the mall and say
No,
buy some shit?
Just send her to the mall.
you murderer. Is
You
what-
murder.
Oh, hold on, OJ.
That's what he
Hold
said.
on.
It's a cult. They don't investigate. Maybe Fox News will send somebody out, call the NRA, pay them off. I'm good. You know what I mean?
FEMA will bring them Kool-Aid.
They pull up to my cult house. You know what? You know who's the cult master right now?
What's
but
that?
he's a piece of shit. You already know who
R.
I'm about
Kelly?
to say. Shout out to R. Kelly, you horrible,
Man,
disgusting
I fucking
monster.
knew it.
You
Listen,
just shouted
People
at
don't believe it, though. People don't believe it.
Listen, I love hypocritical people because we're killing Bill Cosby right now. Like, oh, he's a monster. No, you know what's funny is I hear too many people go like, oh, the justice system is rigged against Bill Cosby because he's a black man, but nobody else is going to jail. Bro, this man R. Kelly been free. There's a tape of him peeing on the girl that I saw allegedly.
On that topic,
He was married to, what was she, 16 at the time? 15?
Oh, that was Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Yeah, he married
what I'm
Aaliyah.
saying.
He married Aaliyah.
I mean, that right
fam.
there is enough to raise a few questions.
Yeah.
Nobody's followed this man for
10 years.
Are we not gonna mention age ain't nothing but a number?
Bro, he called himself the
That's
Pied
what I'm
Piper.
saying.
The Pied Piper of R&B. Do you know what the Pied Piper fucking did? He lured children away with the flute.
The flu.
A flute. Lured little children away. And R. Kelly has a song called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. But then he dropped the world's greatest. Woo! All was forgiven.
The world's greatest.
Listen,
I believe I can fly.
if Trump dropped a fire ass mixtape, I think low key all would be forgiven. Like, not.
You think so?
The hip hop community would like Trump a lot more if he dropped a fire ass mixtape.
Well, let's just be quite clear. Before Donald Trump was the president of the United States,
Yes.
rappers was shouting out Trump like he was the thing to do.
Yeah, but
Everybody
to be
was.
fair, he wasn't talking as much.
Very true.
He was definitely keeping quiet. Trump would be one of the illest presidents of all time if he would just shut the fuck up a little bit. He would be doing perfectly
Yeah.
fine. All he needs to do is somebody needs to disable his Twitter, lock his phone up, change the fingerprint scanner, or put a time limit on it. I don't know. He needs to get like 3
First
characters
of all,
on Twitter.
he doesn't need to be spending 4 hours a day watching TV.
That is a lot.
That's a lot
He
of
watches
fucking
4 hours a day.
4 hours of TV
He's
a
the
day.
president, son, and you
The
watch
president
4
of the
hours
United
TV.
States.
I am not the president.
Called
I
it.
do not have 4 hours to spare on TV.
Exactly.
We're talking about the guy who called into Fox and Friends twice.
President.
The president
Son.
of the United States of America called into Fox and Friends.
That's the news.
Which is that's national news. That's
friends with
all
Sean
your
Hannity.
all your grandparents are watching that, and they had to cut him off and say, "Sorry, Mr. President, we have to go." And he just wanted to keep on talking. Oh, one more thing, believe me. Well, believe me, Mr. Trump, we have time constraints here in America, bud.
Oh, he got to snapping too.
Believe me.
President
Believe
Trump got
me.
snapping. And listen, I think he's an idiot. I disagree a lot with what he says, but that's not to say that he like it's impossible for him to do some good. I hate when people are like, "Oh, I hate Trump. He's done some racist shit, so everything he does is horrible." Everybody stumbles into some good decisions. Like, come on now, it's okay.
That was my
Don't
last.
be irrational.
That was my last 2 relationships.
Why, you stumbled into him?
Just stumbled. I mean, I stumble through every day. It just so
Thank
happens.
you for making a joke for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna wait.
I had to shake a leg to that one. Huh,
I'm gonna
bud?
wait until Benji makes that joke for me.
Yes.
So listen,
Whoa.
is Michael Jordan and LeBron like a comparable thing?
Yes.
Why?
In my opinion, LeBron James has now surpassed Michael Jordan.
Here's my
I don't
question.
care. I don't care about rings. Just look at stats. That man controls the game. Nobody controls that. Mind you, the Cavs are going against my Celtics right now.
Okay.
So me saying this at this time is completely wrong, but I
Right,
can't.
right, of course.
I can't
The
deny.
man's a freak of an athlete.
I cannot deny it anymore. That dude, he's the point. He could play all 5 positions on the court. He coaches the team. He's the GM in the offseason. Jordan wasn't doing that. So those people that have that argument, oh, it was a different game, it was a little rougher. While that's true, Michael Jordan wasn't playing GM. Michael Jordan wasn't running all 5 points.
But I mean, look who Michael Jordan had. I mean, LeBron right now has a different role. I mean, he's the leader of the whole team.
LeBron is the team.
He
Come
is
on,
the
let's
team.
keep the bread fresh. Jordan had
Because
some absolute
clearly
monsters.
Kevin Love only shows up when he wants to.
Bro, listen, Kevin Love never survived the playoffs last. I haven't seen when he cut his hair, he lost. He's like Samson. He's like Samson from the Bible. This nigga lost all his power as soon as he cut his hair. He must have had the infinity stones in his hair somewhere, tangled up, smelling like hot dog water.
Some would say the same thing for Allen Iverson.
I just love the way he looks when he gets pissed at himself. He'll throw a rag. He'll make a big scene.
But you won't throw the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Come on,
That's all you
Kevin.
gotta do.
Come on, Kevin.
That's the second worst decision that Kevin's
Anyway,
made in the past couple
if
years.
y'all want to know, in my opinion, where this series is going, I got the Celtics in 6. It's probably not going to happen, but that's just the faith in Boston in me. I got the Celtics in 6.
This is the only statement I'm going to make. If LeBron manages to pull this off this year with the roster he is undeniably high in contention for the greatest of all time. Top 2 at least. Minimum.
I think he's been in that conversation for a long time.
No, but I'm talking it's established. He is number 2 minimum if he defeats Golden State with the roster he has behind him. He has I'm not going to say he has no support, but he has very lackluster support. It's lacking. It's not looking too
They
good.
traded away the whole team twice in one season.
Yeah.
Twice in one season, the whole team gone.
You think Golden State will go all the way?
Houston, I don't know, man.
I'd love to see him not go.
Houston's looking crazy.
I'm sick of seeing. Honestly,
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a Cleveland fan, so don't hate, but I'm sick of seeing Cleveland in there. I really am so sick of seeing them in there.
And I'm the same with Golden State. They're just they're too good. I'm like that in a lot of sports. If a team is too good, I automatically hate them. I'm the same way with the Patriots.
I was gonna say the NFL is the same way. It's always the same teams.
Why you sound like a bitter black woman? If
he's
too cute, I can't mess with him. Because he got too many problems that come with him.
Because I don't need no team.
Yo, did you see worst segue of all time? Did you see people are snapping on Issa Rae because she made a status? And look, I'm gonna ask your perspective.
That's the lady that wrote Insecure, correct?
Yes, okay. This is her. So apparently, like niggas with way too much free time on their hand dug up an old status where Issa Rae was talking shit on Twitter, and she stated that black men in the community, particularly intelligent and nerdy ones, should seek women in the Asian community because he says that black women don't appreciate intelligent black men.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one.
See, but my question is, right? So black women get pissed off when black guys date outside their race. Do white women get upset like that? Have you ever heard that beyond like racist corners of the internet? Because I have niggas around me who will say that.
They get mad for going outside of the race?
Yeah. Like I know people in my life that'll be like, yeah, there's plenty of good black women out. Every black woman in my life gets sick when I'm dating outside my race.
Well, I can guarantee you there are white people with that same sentiment. It's just driven more by race.
Yeah.
They throw terms around like N-word lover. You know what I mean?
That's not supposed to be funny. I'm sorry.
No, but it happens. It happens because they're still sick. They haven't been enlightened yet. They're so indoctrinated in this is what it is.
That goes with all. It's not even just women. I mean, it's men and women. They feel the same way when they're not around that, enough, and they're not meeting all these people, especially from different walks of life. Yeah, you might know a black dude, but.
Exactly.
You know one.
What I mean? I'm not racist. I have a black friend.
It's not a big enough sample
and Paul from accounting, I'm sure, is not exactly a great representation of a
Let me be
culture,
honest here, because I want to put a little button on this. And ladies, black women, look, I understand. I think that when black women get upset that black men are dating outside of their race, that's a sign of insecurity because black women don't feel valuable. Now, I don't know if that's our fault as black men. They don't feel valuable. They don't feel loved. They don't feel attractive. And you lash out at that insecurity when you see us valuing somebody outside of our community. I understand that, but I don't give a shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think
it's stupid.
I think a lot of that is subjective and it's on a case-by-case basis.
That is very true.
Because the minute we start applying groupthink to things like that, judgment flies all over.
That's very
I think
true.
that's the one thing that everybody doesn't want. They want to feel like they're not being judged, but we live in a world.
In a box.
Yeah, but we live in a world to where you feel like sometimes your judgment is either a defense or a protection mechanism. If you don't, it's just like driving a car. If you're doing 60 and the semi decides to change lanes and doesn't realize there's a blind spot and you don't use proper judgment, boom.
But in today's world, you're constantly being faced with that. You know what I mean? You can't. And I was talking to somebody. I mean, I don't know. The whole bullying thing right now it's kind of a wash up. I think it's
pussy.
Right, and I agree with that to some sense too. But I mean, I really can imagine. I grew up somewhat in the internet age, but
right.
not in the sense of social media being what it is now.
I will say that it is a new game. Like they didn't have memes when we were.
Oh yeah, I mean the memes and I've seen. I mean you see these because they're just kids on there. Imagine just that person.
You could only do so much with MySpace and Microsoft Paint back in the day when I was in school.
Was it like 6 different emotions?
I think the kids are just being exposed to these things way sooner than we were.
Oh yeah, look on YouTube.
Like I have nieces and nephews that can have a tablet in front of them. Like
I mean, I have a little brother.
They know exactly what the YouTube app looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They might not know what to type and what to search for, but they know exactly what to click. They even know how to put in the little password.
I have a 6-year-old.
They know how to do it better than you.
I have a 6-year-old brother who was raised basically by a phone and a tablet because my parents are older and
that's where
they were ready for another one. But he is now able to. He knows more than I do about getting into some of this stuff. I mean, he's able to do all this stuff
it's all in
more than me. And I mean, I'm a freaking
It's all
adult.
in how you do it because. Just like how we were saying, this internet thing exposes you to things that you maybe shouldn't be. on that other side of the coin, you learn something.
Absolutely.
Like, like you just said, your little brother. So it's all in how you receive it, I guess. The information is always going to be there. It's all in just what you choose to take.
But giving somebody like access to that, I mean, like, especially, I mean, imagine being a teenage boy in this era that is now. That is, for one,
there's too much information.
Absolutely.
If I was
at fingertips, it'd be like having your whole fucking house filled of bookcases of every fucking porn you've ever seen.
Everything.
You got the Mexican edition. You got it all. It's not even in
Chubby
English.
Chasers 4.
You have all the information ever in your pocket. And you know what's going to be scary? This is a scary thought that I think of all the time. We laugh at old people now who don't understand technology. In like 30 years, that's going to be us. Our kids are going to be fucking holographic.
That's how I am right now. Dude, I am at such a loss of technology because I just
Dude, listen, my kid is going to walk in a room with a hologram like, Granddad, you still don't know how to use the Gargle Flex? And I'm going to be like,
Gargle Flex.
He's gonna be like fucking digitally sending a hologram of his dick across the country, and I won't even know what's going on. Like, we're gonna be so out of the loop, it's gonna be ridiculous, man. So I kind of have empathy for old people in this day and age.
I guess
it's
it
too
depends.
much.
Like a lot of the older people in this generation are still doing that shit. I mean, there's still shit. Facebook's been taken over by elderly.
Oh yeah,
it's damn near nursery.
That's kind of why I've steered away from Facebook. It's more family and friends.
It's either family and friends, old ass motherfuckers, or just people who want to just expose every aspect of their life.
And I know people that are in their 40s and now participate in Facebook drama just like their teenage kids.
But it's just they don't have enough things in their lives to entertain them, so they need to seek validation.
They're almost experiencing junior high level bullshit
crisis,
because it's so new to them as well.
It's funny. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine. And let me just take you guys back to the high school mentality, okay? You know, women, not just women, I guess all people are like this in a way, but you know how women will be friends with the group in high school, but then talk shit about another girl.
Of course.
But then be with homegirl that they was just talking shit about a week later.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're seeing that amplified on Facebook.
On a global scale.
People are willing to hide behind that. And it started with phones in general. I can't tell you how many phone calls I've gotten from random customers.
I almost feel like they feel like because it's through this, because it's
anonymity.
They don't understand the consequence behind what comes just because I'm not physically in your face going at Jordan Palmer. You are a bitch. I'm coming to see you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the comfort of my own home.
Right. And you know you're physically safe from me in these hands. However, the thing is, I believe technology changes us only when we're interacting on that platform. Because people still, I think, in face-to-face interactions are far less reckless than like the internet would have us think. Like if all you saw was the internet, you would be
microcosm.
Well, think about it. I mean, think about how popular your World Star is. I mean, I can't tell you how many times my friends will just pull up videos of people getting hit and stuff like that.
I think it's been happening.
But it makes you it's true.
We're just more aware.
But it's so popular now that it's like a nonchalant. And somebody said the other day to me that people are becoming desensitized to that stuff, and I agree completely.
Yeah, I firmly believe that we've been being desensitized for a long time.
Listen, I saw a pregnant woman get stabbed 13 times in Game of Thrones.
But did you cry?
In the stomach. No, I was like, yo, and then I got up and ran around the room like black people do when something exciting happens or when they see a magic trick.
Do you think it's funny because before we talked about children being robbed of innocence on this podcast, but now what he just talked about brings me to another point. Do you think that slowly society is losing its sense for empathy?
Yeah.
I think, you know what? This is an interesting byproduct of the internet because the more people you have exposure to, paradoxically enough, the less sensitive you are to the feelings of others.
Absolutely.
Because I think the smaller the circle you have, the more focused you are. Because on the internet, people just seem like numbers. They're just words on the screen.
Exactly.
They don't seem to be real, actual people.
Sometimes they're not real.
Almost like we don't value the eggs because we have 1,000 baskets. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
But when you're faced with, and especially with people over dramatizing their emotions at every minute, you become less sensitized to it.
Man, I love you, bro.
I love you too.
Man, look. Okay, now that brings me to Because we see the internet facilitate lifestyles for people. If you take like this whole shit going on right now between the Catch Me Outside girl,
Yes.
and Lil Tay, and what's the other girl? Whoa, Vicky. Like
There's so many. Like honestly, fuck, I don't even know. They're ridiculous. And now they have fucking record deals.
That is a reflection.
People are signing these people for the only reason of drama.
Did you see the Lil Tay's mom got exposed though? Apparently this
Lost
bitch
her job.
Apparently this bitch is a realtor and they're not really rich. She's been using mansions that she's selling to her clients to record for her daughter. So the main part about this story that really fucks me up is that the mother is fully in support of this fuckery, this pale niggardry behavior that really is ruining our society. And also, you know what scares me, man? Is kids can get on YouTube and find whatever.
Yeah.
Kids know about pussy at like age 7.
I mean,
that's crazy.
You click on a couple of videos, you end up fucking 10, so far from where you started.
I think up until I was, I want to say 9, maybe 10 years old, I thought women pissed out of their butts.
Me too. You know how I learned about pussy? My neck, my back, my pussy, and I Googled it, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I was like 12, son. It's wild.
I was
crazy, bro.
It's wild.
Junior high, and the principal literally brought everybody in there because people were talking about sex and shit like that. And I thought I was amazed then. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know.
What's going on?
I was playing on the playground. You disrupted my whole recess, but
you wanna know how fucked up I was?
What?
I lost my virginity at 14. But
who was he?
Get the fuck out of here.
Bill Cosby? Oh, wait, no, it's Chris.
You're a dick. You're a dick. Somebody's going to clip that. Thank you. Fuck you. So, I lost my virginity at 14. Didn't realize that women had orgasms too until I was 15.
And most of us didn't realize women were people too until like 32.
32.
Very valid point.
It's pretty fucked up.
Very valid point. I'm sorry.
Porn fucks it up though. I think that's what it is, man. Is porn is when you're a young boy and you're watching porn, it teaches us to view women as sex objects.
Yes.
Like I ain't know women. Like I knew. When I started thinking about I viewed women as just like these mysterious creatures that needed to be possessed and like had. And then when I had sex for the first time, I was like, oh, none of that shit in the porn is real. And women don't even like that. Nobody wants to be jackhammered with a dude's like in the frog position, thrusting his balls into this bitch's lower abdomen. That's not
unless you're into that, like the submissive dominatrix shit.
Right.
Reverse. I mean, different strokes, different folks.
I can't believe it's still an industry. Could you see that industry? Do you think the industry will ever die?
No.
Do you think it'll ever die?
Dude, we're gonna have androids soon, like fucking cybernetic pussies.
But just to go into the censorship thing, you talk about the censorship of that. Who's to know what could come with that? You could have, especially with the new laws that are passing.
Oh yeah,
we are supposed to be the freest country in the world.
June 11th, the new net neutrality laws go into effect. So download your torrents now, because it's about to be all bad.
Hold on, wait. Can you explain to them what the difference between this one coming around is versus what it was last time?
Okay, so what happened
For those that don't know.
is the law was passed. Net neutrality before just meant that ISPs couldn't throttle network speeds to certain websites. Let's say I'm Comcast.
ISPs meaning your internet service provider.
Let's say I'm Comcast and I don't fuck with Google. I'm going to throttle the traffic to Google's website. So when you type in google.com, it takes you 16 years versus you go to comcast.com or my partner Yahoo who pop up before you even type it. Now,
because they have the bandwidth to withstand.
And same thing, especially, think about a lot of these companies are tied with, cable industries. who obviously have their contracts. They're not gonna want you to use Netflix. I mean, Netflix and Hulu and all these other streaming services are killing.
That's why you see a lot of these phone companies now making deals where, switch to our service now and get Netflix free for a year.
Yeah.
Now you don't think they're in cahoots?
Now think about it like this, okay? Now let's say that one of these particular groups were owned by a man who had political leanings, all right? Say you got Comcast or, God forbid, Sprint or AT&T. And
shout out Verizon gang.
The owner was a Republican, right? Let's say he wanted to throttle traffic to, I don't know, the Washington Post and speed it up to Fox News or vice versa. Let's say you got
the New York
Verizon.
Times.
Yep, New York Times, fast speeds, Fox and Breitbart, slow. You can literally limit information based on internet speeds in which will allow people to access. Mind you,
Crazy world, ain't it?
that's not to say it's going to happen immediately, but this opens the floodgates to that type of behavior.
And that's what I was trying to explain that to somebody is, like, oh yeah, but they probably won't do that. And I was like,
but every
company, every company in history, I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration, but they're always going to push their limits on what they can get away with. I mean, look at McDonald's is a great example. I'm sure they started out as a decent burger. Yeah. But then they want to make more profit margins. These
limitations are meant to be exceeded.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
In any world.
Is if there are documented court cases specifically with I think it was AT&T violating, where basically they were shown to be throttling their competition. So if they were doing it before net neutrality
Uber and
was even
Lyft,
passed,
similar to Uber and Lyft. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Even iPhones would do that. Like on the iPhone before like 2014, I believe it was, if you downloaded Google Chrome or basically an alternate browser, your internet speed would be significantly slower than if you use Safari.
Any Apple typical app, it would slow it down.
You're done.
And it would work like shit. Nothing was compatible with Apple for a very long time.
So porn is next. Porn is next. Nah, you good. I got it, son. Listen, I am the master of ceremonies. You see how I got that in the background and it just switched to the regular logo? I did that because I'm nice like that. Don't even worry about it. But anyway, porn is next. And that's my greatest fear. And I think murders are going to go up. If people can't jerk off, have you ever felt the frustration of just being horny? Imagine how many creepers there are out here that are kept from murder daily by Stormy Daniels, Danny Daniels, and whatever bad bitches out here sucking dick on the internet. Murders would skyrocket. Rapes. The porn industry is keeping you safe, ladies.
I think being horny is one of the biggest drivers in the whole fucking world.
For
murder. For everything. Shit, that's why people get a job. I mean, for fucking eternity. I mean, it's been around it's not a new concept that, people use sex as a drive for success.
It is, because it's almost a benchmark. If I can get her...
Exactly.
Then
it's almost
you associate the quality or look of the women with where you're at in life.
I mean, there's some ugly motherfuckers who are rich and have bad motherfuckers. It's
and then there's ugly motherfuckers that can't do it, so you get the fucking Harvey Weinsteins of the world.
But everybody thinks that they should have that now. And just go back on what he was saying with the porn industry. It's the same thing. Everybody thinks that that's what they have to have to get off.
True.
It's like we always say, a comparative mind is the first sign of depression.
I heard that one of your previous podcasts. I really like that.
Once you always find yourself comparing your bar to somebody else's.
And I think it's natural to compare as just a general, it's natural, comparing like hair colors, like, you know what I mean? It's how you gauge if you like someone or not. But to the level of, especially, and something that really bothers me, is how people on social media now that's what they live for. And if they're not at that level, they don't feel like they're shit.
Yes, I definitely see your point, because just to add on to what you were saying is, I think that in a sense what social media has done to society is basically give any and everybody a sense or a feeling that they are now their own PR. They are their own public relations group.
Mm-hmm. It's a sense of importance.
Exactly, and it's let's be honest, it's a false sense unless you can back that up by.
Let's think about this though. We do have unprecedented communication power. Never before could I tweet my favorite business and get a response.
Very true.
I can tweet my favorite celebrity, boom, right there, that's a response. That's going to make me feel important. I can share a meme, that's 1,000 likes, 1,000 people around the world. That's going to feel my ego.
It is instant gratification. I think that's a lot of what it is.
The internet has made us, a lot of it is illusory, but I think the internet has literally made us far more important on an individual level in the world scale than we were before, and our egos have kind of grown with the match. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And everybody thinks that way. I mean, I can't tell you how many times you're talking to somebody and they feel like they're the most. And just to segue into the service industry thing, you can't get good service anywhere without them giving you an attitude.
Except at the strip club.
That has gone to shit. I just cannot believe.
But they just feel that they deserve this. Like, if you're my fucking waitress, if you suck at your job, I'm gonna let you know.
And you know what kills me about that whole thing is, for as long as I've been going out to eat, I've always been a firm believer in you tip well.
Absolutely.
Because you know
Absolutely.
that's people are making a living. But when the service isn't good,
Right.
you're kind of defeating. Like
Tips are earned.
Yeah, and I don't want to tip you so I have some gratification to feel like I did a good deed. I want to tip you because you did a good job.
But I'm not gonna lie,
You know?
I do black guy tip out of guilt, and I over tip because the stereotype is that niggas don't tip. So I will literally have to go out of my way to tip extra above and beyond to these bitches' pockets, simply because I'm afraid of the stereotype that black people don't tip.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually always, I even if the service is bad, I try to give people tips because I understand, especially at certain restaurants. I mean, these chicks aren't making shit. But
One time, just to add a little dickhead moment in there. One time, I forget where we were. We had a male waiter, and he looked down at the table, and there wasn't a tip there. I seen him with his eyes wandering. I said, "What you looking for? A tip?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, here's a tip. Your fly's undone."
oh
Wait, you said that to him?
Yeah,
That's fire.
He looked down at his zipper like.
Wait, Ben, let me see if you heard this story before. So I had a friend. Oh yeah, no, this guy I know, right? He does the funniest shit. This is amazing. This is what I recommend all people do to wait staff. It's kind of dickish, but I think it'll keep people on their toes. You take $20.
Put it in the middle of the table.
Yep.
We've done this.
Oh yeah. You put it on the table. Every time the wait staff fucks up, you take $1 away. Yeah.
Yep.
So they come back and
They're watching it disappear.
they notice it decrease. This is a terrible
now
thing to do, but I want to do it.
Here's the caveat to that. Because a lot of those reasons why you be taking things away is time-based.
exactly.
See, I wouldn't do that because it's
hold
not
on.
their fault.
Wait,
though.
wait.
A lot of times, but sometimes it
that's
is.
the chef.
And that's what I was see. That's exactly you got to my point.
You're right, and I'll
It's
never
because
take that away from somebody.
Sometimes it's the people in the kitchen ain't moving quick enough.
Absolutely.
So that's why when you're waiting, she'll come by. Hey, do you guys need anything?
Yeah,
do you guys need
yeah.
straws? Those are the ones.
But
that you
and
know.
that's where I try not to gauge it on obviously something like that they can't control. And I understand it.
It's purely attitude with me.
And that's what it is for me. I completely agree.
Fuck how long the food take. I'll wait for an hour, but if you come up to me like, I'm so sorry you had to wait.
Exactly.
Here's a complimentary
Then on the
lemonade.
opposite
Or not even giving me, so you don't even have to give me something. I mean, I had someone come up to me the other day, and I was pissed, and they came up like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I was instantly
Made up for it.
completely fine because they were so kind, and the way that they approached the situation was
Yup.
great.
And then on the opposite side of that, you have the waitresses that will. I mean, you and I have experienced this multiple times.
Oh,
where they'll know that they're bad, that they're sexy, that everybody in that building wants them.
Oh, yeah.
So they do that gradual lean over the table so as to show you their voluptuous bust. We'll get real low.
I'm tipping you less.
Yeah, while they're no, I don't like that.
I feel manipulated. Don't
like
try to
that.
manipulate me
No.
with your mammary glands.
You know how
bitch.
they try to get eye level with the table.
No, I like that. I ain't even gonna lie. I do like when they squat down and look at you, but I don't like when they squeeze the titty meat together, especially when they got like stretch marks on the titty meat.
nah.
Stop it. Stop trying to
Especially
seduce
I
me.
have.
You know
I
you
can't
got
imagine
kids
that
at
one.
home, bitch. Your kids eat
I
kid
will hop
cuisine.
up out that restaurant so motherfucking quick.
You know, I just hate I think that's a pet peeve of mine, and you know this from at work. Is the more attractive a woman is, the more she tries, like obviously to use her looks to get something out of me.
Oh, yeah.
The more strongly I resist, and I relish telling that bitch no.
Yeah.
I don't like that when women.
Sometimes it's better knowing that you can and not fucking her. That's what I've learned. Just knowing that you could.
But and the exact thing is you thinking that you don't want to fuck her makes her want to fuck you.
Have you ever told a woman no to sex?
What was that? What'd you say?
Have you ever told a woman no to sex, bro? It's the best.
Oh yeah, the power to say no.
That's what they
it's
feel like
beautiful.
all day.
It's beautiful.
This is why I understand why women are conceited, because they do that all day. If you're a 7 out of 10 on the scale, you say no at least 10 times a day.
If your only sense of self-value is the little meat bag between your legs,
Yeah.
you have bigger problems than just getting your sex game
Yeah, because
right.
when the pussy
There's
gets bored,
a
I'ma cheat on you
lot of
with your
beautiful
sister.
girls out there that have that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they feel it's thirst privilege, right? It's when your vagina overwhelms the value of your personality. You rely so heavily on the vagina that secures you the relationship, and then 6 months in,
But
when
we
the
all want
pussy
the
gets
V though.
bored,
But see, there's a flip side. We all want the V.
we all do want the V.
And to live with the V missing is just a lie.
But that's the thing. There are various V's. That's like Disney World ain't that special when it's another theme park right around the corner that's equal or better. Like, the pussy would be valuable if it wasn't billions of bitches walking around.
There's 4 theme parks right now on East Broadway.
Exactly.
Ready for them $10.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. but I think that isn't as appealing because it's so easy to get.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's not even that. It's not even that look though. Like, let's say you're an extremely attractive woman, right? Let's be honest here, right? You're gonna get a man with your looks, and you know he only wants you because of your looks, and you're gonna try to manipulate and use your looks to get as much as you can out of the situation. But it's 6 months when the pussy inevitably loses its value because it will. Because even a red velvet cake gets gross if you eat it every day.
Certain shit I'm not a glutton for. For every bad bitch is tired of
fucking her. That's right. And then eventually when that fades off, you're gonna have nothing. You have no personality to keep and maintain me, and I'm gonna fuck your sister because I'm gonna want that new fun feeling again. And if you're not giving that to me via pussy or personality, canceled. Canceled. House of Cards, canceled. No touching young boys.
Oh my God. What a letdown, man. What a fucking letdown.
I know
Kaiser Sose himself is out here touching baby dicks.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You ain't seen that?
No.
The fucking, what's his name? Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
No.
Apparently he'd be on set like
I did hear about
He'd
that.
be like, yeah, dude. Oh
Look, my man should have just held it in for at least another couple months so I could have seen how the series ended. That's
yeah, that
you know, could you at least have waited till the next season came out to make your accusations?
Nope.
You done ruined it for everybody trying to be healthy and secure. Like, stop it.
I just thought of something that's totally backtracking to where we at. You know how
I'm with it. What's up?
we used to the saying has always been the world doesn't revolve around you.
Yeah.
But now we live in a world where the World Wide Web technically does.
These are facts.
Yeah.
These are facts. I've tweeted Arby's and Arby's has retweeted me.
Yeah.
Arby's. We have the meats Arby's.
Like, I've gotten tweeted about Taco Bell.
That's actually my tag.
Angela Yee tweeted you.
Sprint.
Oh yeah, Angela Yee told me happy birthday, and that was probably one of the better days of my life.
That's why we feel important.
I guess I'm that too.
Yeah, because if you wanted to talk to a fast food chain or your favorite celebrity back then, you had to write a letter, and you know where the letters were going? The fucking.
I remember we did that when I was in elementary school. We wrote a letter to who's that lady? That's been Marcy Captor.
And did you get the generic letter where they insert name here?
Probably just a stamp.
Yep, that's
Just
right.
stamp.
We have heard
it
and
out.
value your message, Benjamin.
Yeah, very true. That's a valid point. I never really thought about that. I don't even know what made me bring that up, but yeah, that was a terrible fucking segue.
I don't blame. Look, let me tell you, fuck regular social media. Instagram. Not just people, women. The value of vagina has been grossly overinflated. It's like the German marks, nigga.
Well,
it's
everyone thinks
way
they're a
too.
model.
You have any friends
Everyone
in
thinks they're a
Dubai?
model.
What's up?
Do you have any friends in Dubai?
No, none of my friends are currently getting shit on for money.
There we go. That's what's happening on Instagram, ladies.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was a chick, as long as it wasn't like diarrhea, I think I would let a Saudi dude shit on me for like 150 stacks. If I was a bad bitch, like, come on now.
All I'm saying is I make a couple $100 a week. If I had a vagina, I'd be making a couple thousand a week. I'm just saying.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
The male equivalent of having a vagina is if you had a regenerating $20,000 credit card that was taped to your dick at all times. That's the male equivalent.
Valid point.
That's the thing. A pussy makes a woman as valuable as a rich man. That's insane.
Ain't that weird?
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's why women come at rich dudes crazy, because they know that but that's an overinflated value. Here's the metaphor I like to make.
Hold up, though.
Here's the metaphor I like to make, right? Okay, pussy is valuable, right?
Yeah.
We all agree that pussy has its value, but I don't think it's dollars. I think pussy is Disney dollars. It's only good as long as you want to go to Disney World, and as soon as you stop wanting to go to Disney World, the shit is whack. You're going to eventually want to go to Disney World again, but when I get tired of it,
there's only so much you can do at Disney World.
yeah, it's over.
You can go there and it get fucking old.
It's like a line of credit. It's not real money. As soon as the gold reserves go dry, you're done. The gold reserves is your age. As soon as you start aging and sagging and bagging, bitch, you're done. It's over. You're retired. Your pussy has a shelf life. You age like milk.
Yeah, unless you just find somebody that's just into that kind of thing.
What, old wrinkly pussy?
Roast beef?
Like ham sandwich? We have the
Arby's sandwich looking shit. Yeah. So I guess in a way that is subjective.
Pussy look like a bulldog face.
Oh my god. Pug life.
Hey, it's foul.
I didn't even think about that.
Yo, have you ever seen one of those, bro? I ate one of those pussies.
No.
Yeah, on the dorm room floor, actually.
On the door.
How did this happen?
Listen, I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that. I
Please
would
don't.
just say this: that I had 1/2 gallon of Hennessy, and no, I had 1/2 gallon of tequila.
This
and-
podcast is not sponsored by Hennessy, by the way.
No, Hennessy's gross. So I had 1/2 gallon of 1800 tequila and 1/2 gallon of vodka. I can't remember what type of vodka it was.
Of course you can.
But I know,
before.
I know. Listen, so I was with this white girl, and she was in my math class, and it was dope. And she was like, I don't care, I'll make out with whoever I want, blah blah blah. She was one of those free spirit ass bitches.
And then she
But we started making out,
spirits.
and I was drunk, so I don't know how it ended up happening, but I ended up eating her pussy on the dorm room floor in front of her roommates, both of them who watched, and the guy who liked her. There was this black art, it was this black art student dude. I felt real bad because my nigga started crying.
No.
He ain't start
In the room?
Nah, he ain't start crying right there. He ain't start
I was
crying.
gonna say
until-
you ate through grown man tears.
I was gonna say that.
Hold on. First of all, so
That's a curse.
I ate the pussy to completion on the floor, and they watched in horror. And as soon as she came and she ran into the other room like, I'm a whore. So I waited like 5 minutes, took another shot, went in there, told her she wasn't a whore, and we laid down together. And it was a dorm room with 2 beds in it. And so we laid on the left bed, and the guy who loved her laid on the right bed. And so I'm making out with her, sucking the titties, whatever.
The guy who loved her.
It's lit.
Oh,
So
no.
anyway, like, I'm not even trying to get the pussy. I'm just sucking the titties.
Why is he in the room? Why?
Listen, I was very drunk.
Were
and
you cuckolding?
And these were white people. I was low-key cuckolding. So I turned around, and he's crying in the other bed. And I turned around and made out
Oh
with her some
my
more.
god.
So that was one of the worst nights of my
gluttony.
life.
Bullshit.
Listen, no, because...
If that was the worst night of your life, you would have refrained from telling that story.
Nah, you know why? Because when people got sober, shit got misconstrued.
Oh.
Then it became
that's
the
a
telephone
dangerous
game.
Yeah, exactly. So we had to have that conversation and make sure shit was smooth and Krispy Kreme and extra solid because
I guess
Fuck Title
I
IX.
take it her panties was the Krispy Kreme. By the time you was done, I would hope.
I've never seen Krispy Kreme with that type of ham. It looked like deli meat.
How big was this girl?
Oh no, she was actually very well built. She was a young redhead. She was very attractive. She was attractive.
Shout out to the Gingers.
Shout out to the Gingers, man.
But she had
We got this little redhead. Oh, never mind.
what?
Never mind. I forget where we're at. I can't. Nope. Yeah. Anyway, there's.
Listen, her pussy looked like
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm remembers how fucking ham
What is that? Family Guy?
Yeah, it was bad. though.
Pepperidge
It
Farm.
was very bad.
Yo, that's crazy.
was-
Man, hold on. Before we get out of here, man.
Tell 'em.
I don't want to miss this. I mean, we've had the LeBron and Jordan talk already.
We're gonna have to Thanos talk. No, I'm playing.
So throughout this past week, I had a chance to sit down and listen to the new Royce the 5'9" album.
Oh my God, I haven't listened to the full thing, but
Me either.
from what I've heard, has Royce taken the throne from M?
That was actually my question. Because it's only right that there's a parallel between
Right.
what's going on with Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and then you got Royce. And to me, I'm gonna just say, bro, at this point, he surpassed Eminem.
So tell me,
so?
tell me what qualities of Royce that you think have set him up above M at this point.
I think the Royce has grown with his audience. He's developed a sense of versatility.
I see. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
grown.
He is versatile.
He is way more.
He's
Absolutely.
very versatile. He introduced a lot of things in this new album that people who might not have been so familiar with him have learned, and that he has a versatility with his voice. He's figured that out. His voice is just an instrument.
Yeah.
And now he's becoming more introspective. He's more willing to be vulnerable.
Right.
Which don't get me wrong.
And it comes off as genuine.
Yeah, and Eminem in a sense has always been that, but he always found a way to joke about it. Always, Christina Aguilera better switch me chairs. And while that's entertaining and funny and fun to listen to, I didn't feel like I got anything from that growing up. The closest I've got like that feeling from Eminem was Headlights on the Marshall Mathers LP 2, I believe it was. Where it was basically the apology song to his mom.
Right. You can't relate to it.
Yeah, no, but
that you can relate to.
That was the last time Eminem made me feel an emotion, because anything outside of that song has come off robotic to me.
It did start becoming that. That's what a lot of people's complaints are, is that it started to, not that he necessarily sounds
and I'm not,
same.
and saying this, I'm not taking away from his
he has
ability to
insane technical rap ability. He is unparalleled.
Yeah, his ability to rap is
he's very creative with, you know, some of
bar none.
Is double entendres.
He just has Ludacris syndrome, where it's an inability to evolve with the times and grow. Like Ludacris is one of the, if you think about Ludacris, he's one of the most technical skilled.
Oh, that's good.
Back in the game.
Back in the
All right,
game.
we had a temporary dropout. We were talking about how Eminem has Ludacris syndrome, and he just doesn't evolve right. Like,
I think that's a tough thing to do for an artist. I mean,
it is.
Especially, you know, someone who's, that was their soul, you know, that was their, you have your style. You know, you always hear people talk about, oh, you know, this is so-and-so's flow. Everyone always wants to talk about how people are repeating other people's flow. Yep. So then you look at the other side of things. You look at people who haven't changed their flow, haven't changed their style. And I get that there's a way to do both.
Right.
But they get shit on for the opposite thing. You know what I mean? It's like a lose-lose.
So it's a constant balance between consistency of what once was or is versus creativity of new.
And especially, and that's a lot of the reason that these newer artists are successful is having different styles of beat that were never.
I mean, I think the reason why I've came to that conclusion like faster now is because just in these past 4 or 5 years, we've seen the evolution of somebody like XXX Existential Crisis Boy, where
XXX Existential Crisis.
Where, you know, when I was first introduced to him through that "Look at Me" song, I fucking hated it. I was like, "What is this? Like, maybe like these young kids understand it, but I don't." And then I got into his album where it's just, he's so eclectic in his taste. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, there's something to this.
I still just can't do it, man. I think it's just
he's very talented.
I haven't really looked into him.
If you look
so
at
much, I can't really
his newer stuff, it's Look at Me was like a red herring because you got that song and then immediately he turned into like Kid Cudi.
Yeah, so that was Travis my point. Scott. That evolution was that fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Eminem's just. This is
Did he
terrible.
switch producers in that time?
People are going to use this against me and say that I'm comparing XXX to Eminem, and I'm not.
No,
I'm only saying this to create
as a point of reference.
A point of reference to create a timeline as to how fast shit moves and how fast shit changes now. For Eminem, when we started listening to Eminem, we couldn't get on the internet. We had to wait for the CD to come out, and we lived with it for a year. We didn't get over it in a week. You know what I mean?
And this is not to say that Eminem has not tried to change his style to accommodate the new era.
He has tried.
But it just, some people, it's a talent.
I just don't think it connects with today.
Yeah, it's an intangible factor.
It's like using DSL. It's like using DSL in a fucking broadband side.
Exactly.
I do agree. I think Royce is a little bit. I mean, he's able to relate, and you know, he's kind of changed up his flow.
And I might be biased because it just, you know, I always say I'm a big proponent in therapy and all this, and that's
therapy's
what I got.
Been hot lately.
It's like a
hip hop.
It's weird that the universe is like, it seems to be a recurring thing.
Shout out to Charlamagne and Joe Budden.
All around me, it just seems to be a reoccurring thing, and like this Royce album was that. For him and me, like he did a lot of therapy talk, a lot of just that, and I just happened to be, I guess, at the same place in my life at that time. So like maybe
you're always gonna relate to somebody, you know, especially somebody who tends to that certain part of your emotion.
And that goes back to your point, though, is that Royce, a rapper, needs to grow with his fans. Look at J. Cole. J. Cole has gone from the warm up to bragging about
He's still
rapper
rapping
shit.
like a college kid in the dorm room, though.
Yeah, but he raps like his age. He sounds like a nigga who got some money because J. Cole's like, he just turned 30. Listen, he doesn't, because he made a whole song about folding clothes. Yeah. Folding clothes. That's some old nigga stuff. But his fans love it because he's evolving with the people we grew up with.
J. Cole's been hit or miss for me lately. How do you guys feel about the new album?
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like KOD. I like the song KOD. And there's a couple other picks on there that I really like, but man, I forget what one of them was.
I like 1985.
I'm a huge J. Cole
Kevin's
fan.
Heart was fire.
Kevin's Heart was good.
Kevin's Heart was incredible with the follow up with the video and everything. But my favorite on the whole album was probably Window Pane.
Yeah.
I felt like that
outro.
That was the most honest that I've heard J. Cole in as far as like state of America through storyboard telling, like having, you know, while he was doing that the documentary thing for the For Your Eyes Only, he interviewed that girl, which he ended up using for the clip on the song Window Pane.
That was
and like
very sad.
the way that he was able to bring that full circle, and like how can I be talking about all my pain when the shit that you just told me is realer than anything I done been through. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what gets me in music, when people are willing to take themselves outside of who they are as an artist and just connect with the world on that level.
And I just appreciate art on that level. It's like, even though I may not be able to personally relate to everything that he's saying, if I feel like it comes from a real genuine place and I feel like you mean it, if it feels true to you, if it feels like you're living your truth, and you can hear that in the lyrics, and that's what M's missing, is that factor, where M has Hillary Clinton rap syndrome. It doesn't feel like you mean what you say.
Just bodied that.
It doesn't feel genuine.
I think he's lost it.
Convicted.
I mean, he's been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
It's not that he's lost his talent. That's not to say anything like that.
He's out of touch. But he doesn't go outside.
Think about the experiences that he was using when he was you know, the top of hip hop. He was having some real fucked up things, and it translated it to a lot of people. Yeah, and you could even translate it even further.
Motherfuckers that look just like me.
Yeah,
somebody put some perks in this man's drink or something. Get him high again. Fuck his life up so we can get another fire ass.
Please,
I bet you would.
Don't do that, because I don't want relapse too.
Send his daughter to Bill Cosby. Say, listen, hold on. If Haley goes to R. Kelly's sex cult, the next Eminem album is gonna be
done. On that note, this podcast was sponsored by absolutely nobody.
You know who it was sponsored by?
We're gonna get out of here.
Hey! Hold on.
Sorry to end on that.
Hold on. Here it comes. Yeah. You make me happy. Hey. Haley R. Kelly.
Get the fuck out. No, we don't. That's how MGK got banned from Shade 45. Don't do that. You might have just ruined several relationships we could have had in the future. On that note, Benji Nemo and the brand behind Benji Nemo does not condone or is affiliated in any way with the views and opinions of Jordan Palmer Johnson.
I didn't mean it, guys. I'm lying.
It ain't what you meant, it's what you did. If Donald Trump didn't mean it, we wouldn't hate him so much. If that was his excuse.
I think the problem is he does mean